Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch in Pretoria, South Africa, with me, Gustav Muller, as your host. This is Whiskey Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 143. And with this video, I'm actually interrupting the mini-series that I'm doing on Irish whiskies. So I've already reviewed and done food pairing with one Irish whiskey, and there's 3 more to come. But with this interruption video, I thought I'd just do a quick review on the Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve because of the World Whiskies Awards that took place this past week, with 1,000 brands that entered this competition and more than 40 judges that has been judging these whiskies since about 3 months ago. And at these World Whiskies Rewards 2018, the Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve got the award for the best blended whiskey in the world. Last year, the Johnnie Walker Green Label got the award for the best blended malt whiskey in the world. And also South Africa is also in the picture, with Bain's Cape Mountain Whiskey being awarded the best grain whiskey in the world. So quite an exciting week with the World Whiskey Awards. But I thought, let's do just a quick review on the Gold Label Reserve, seeing that it got this prestigious award this past week. Johnnie Walker as a brand, of course, goes back 200 years when it started in a grocery store. Today it's owned by Diageo. And as far as I know, the headquarters and some of its facilities is situated in Edinburgh. This Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve is a no-age statement whiskey, blended whiskey. It contains single malts and single grain whiskies, mostly, however, Clynelish, according to the Johnnie Walker website. Now, Johnnie Walker is world-renowned and very, very famous. This is one of their range of whiskies. There used to be a gold label 18-year-old. This is what the gift box looked like, but it has been discontinued. This is the 18-year-old bottle, discontinued, and now we only have the Gold Label Reserve. First bottled in 1920 and receiving this prestigious award, bottled at 43% ABV for the South African market. It's written very, very small there at the bottom of the bottle. And let's see what the Gold Label Reserve has for us today. I am a very big fan of the Green Label, which is a blended malt whiskey, and then the rest of them all blended whiskies. Johnnie Walker Black is also quite a good whiskey for me personally. There we go, we've got a beautiful old gold color, and you can see the legs there forming on this Gold Label Reserve. Vanilla fudge on the nose. Very, very light smoke on the nose. Almost that familiar Johnnie Walker light smoke. Honeyed cereal. A little bit of sweet fruits, maybe even dried fruits, some raisin, citrus peel. It's got a very soft nose. It's not a nose that's sort of in your face exploding with flavors. It's got almost like a gentleman nose, sort of just like softly inviting you to taste this whiskey. Continuing on the palate is that light peat smoke, light smokiness. It's a creamy whiskey. It's a smooth whiskey. This is a very well integrated with vanilla, fudge, corn sweetness from probably the grain whiskies. The light smoke again appearing on the palate. Some sweet fruits there. Maybe a bit of apple, some raisins. But the honey and the vanilla fudge for me sort of dominates. Almost like a pastry cereal kind of note on the palate. More light peat smoke. This drum for me has a medium finish. Very little spices, not many spices, like a hint of oak spices on the palate. In the finish there's some more fudge candy. The vanilla fudge has now evolved to almost like a fudge candy. Light smoked dried fruit, oaky spice in the finish, some orange peel in the finish, a little bit of a bitterness, almost like an orange marmalade on the finish. I'm picking up that there are sort of layers of flavors on the palate. Fruit flavors, then the sweet honey, vanilla, fudge flavors, then some oak spice flavors. Lingering. I've added a few drops of water. Let's see if it affects the whiskey. More grain sweet notes after the water. More vanilla fudge, more citrus. Almost more apple after the water, but refined, light, superbly balanced, an easy drinking whiskey. Not a whiskey that explodes with flavors, but softly sort of revealing some flavors as you spend time with it. At the end of the day, I must say my number one Johnnie Walker will still be the green label. But now that is a blended malt and this is a blended whiskey. The best in the world according to the World Whiskies Awards. For me personally, this would not strike me immediately as this is the best blended whiskey in the world. It is a good whiskey. It's a very easy drinking whiskey. It's a whiskey with lots of layers of flavors, but it's not jumping at me saying I am the best in the world. But what a privilege to taste a whiskey that's just been awarded this prize. The price in South Africa is around 600 to 700 rand. As far as I could find out, around £40 in the UK and $60 in the US. If you want to pair this award-winning gold label reserve from Johnnie Walker with a food snack, then I would recommend that you connect with the vanilla flavors, the honey flavors, the soft fruity notes, the velvety smooth texture of this whiskey. So I'm thinking something like a salted caramel, white chocolate, a smooth creamy soup. I'm thinking perhaps a creamy tomato soup or a creamy mushroom or a creamy butternut soup with croutons. That will be very nice. The croutons will give you a bit of a change in texture. But for today, for this whiskey, I have chosen Snowball Whispers. Snowball Whispers. A Snowball Whisper is a white Cadbury Dream chocolate. That's the packet right there. Cadbury Dream chocolate, and it's got a malted honeycomb center, which is ideal. So the I'm going to connect with the vanilla. I'm going to connect with the maltiness, that lovely honey element in the flavor profile with this simple, very delicious food snack. Wonderfully creamy mouthfeel, the honeycomb. As I nose this whiskey, some more soft peat. Fantastic pairing. A wonderful connection. It sort of livens up the spiciness in the whiskey. Very, very, very nice. I would love to try this with a creamy soup. Well, how exciting is this? Award-winning gold label reserve from Johnnie Walker. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video when I will be continuing with my mini-series on 4 Irish whiskies. Until then, slàinte.